UD, I don't know if you even know this, but with Vince Carter retiring, you are now officially the oldest player in the NBA, my friend.
I was hoping Vince was gonna change his mind. I'm gonna give him a call. It's not. I'm gonna give him a call. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
There you go. I want to get to some basketball questions in a minute, UD, but you are now also working with your former teammate, LeBron James, on his More Than a Vote initiative, which is designed to educate people on their rights, combat voter suppression. And look, you're in the state of Florida, which has played a key role in so
Mhm.
many recent elections. What is the most important thing you think you can do as an athlete, as a respected voice in the community to help with this organization?
I think we understand we're not politicians. We're not policy experts, but we are real people in this community. We're invested, and we have a platform to protect the rights of these people. They need somebody they can trust, and they don't always trust the people they're voting with. But they can get behind athletes. They can get behind entertainers. They'll listen to us. They'll trust us. So we have that platform, and we're going to take advantage of it now.
Look, there are some people who are citizens and don't regularly vote. And one of the things you hear them saying is they don't really feel like any of the candidates represent them, or they don't feel like voting is going to help with the day to day issues in their lives. As someone who is trying to get those people to the polls, what will you say to them?
I was one of those people. And I just had to educate myself. So to those people, I would say that I was one of those people. I understand the process a lot more. I understand the absentee process. I understand the process of voting. I understand not even just the presidential process. I understand the governors and the mayors and everything that I've took, to educate myself politically.
But that is such an important part of it, right? People don't know necessarily that voting for their state's Secretary of State is important because that's the person who runs the next election and decides how many voting booths there are in which neighborhoods, or the city council might decide how much money the police get versus how much the schools
Yes.
get. I assume that's something that you're going to be talking to people about.
That's extremely important, and definitely with me starting here in my city of Miami. And something you brought up, the city council and the schools and the police department, that's very important. And that's why this platform that we have to branch off and everybody take, a piece of their city and start there. And now you surround the whole world and you make that kind of impact. And that's why it's so important for me specifically to start in my city and all the other athletes and entertainers to, start in theirs as well.
The work you're doing is so meaningful. Basketball really pales in comparison, but you are a basketball player. I know that you take that job very seriously. Your Miami Heat team is in fourth place in the Eastern Conference standings. First of all, do you yourself plan to go into the Orlando campus and be part of things?
Of course I do. I'm the captain. I am the captain. My guys follow me, and it's not the most ideal situation. It's nothing that we could have been. Anybody could have prepared for. We've seen nothing like this in sports in my lifetime. So to sit around and complain about it, it doesn't do any good. You can't speak for everybody else, but my guys gonna go out there and be ready to get it done.
What do you think are the biggest challenges that veterans like you or Jimmy Butler or Andre Iguodala are going to have to look out for and help the young guys with?
Oh man. I think once they got their video games and their Wi-Fi, so I think they'll be all right. As long as they got, let's go. Listen, as long as they got the Fortnite or Fortnite, however you spell it, in the 2K, they'll be all right. Like I listen, I don't understand the infatuation of playing with yourself on a video game or playing with somebody else, but they do it all the time. So I mean, like I feel like they'll be fine. More so a guy like myself, I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna be the guy that has to figure it out. Jimmy as well. Jimmy doesn't play much golf, and there's no no country saloons around for him to go dancing and
Right,
listening
for
to
him.
music. So yeah, so I don't know if they got that on the campus. So guys like myself and Jimmy, us boring playing guys, we got to figure something
By the way, the Fortnite, I know you're 40 years old, but come on.
out. My kid, all I know is my kids play it with their phones. They play it with their iPads. They play it with their Nintendo Switch. They play it with their PS4s. They play it with their, I mean, they play with everything. It's literally accessible from every gadget in the house.
Well, I'm sure that you will figure out something to do with your time. I'm not going to ask you to predict the future because no one can predict anything in the year 2020. But how do you think the Miami Heat will do? Fourth in the East, going into this crazy bubble situation. It's going to be survival of the fittest. How do you like your chances?
I mean, I like our chances just as good as anybody or better. I think we probably have a better chance as anybody. Now it's mental. Now it's mental. When you talk about a mentally tough team, I don't think there's no more mentally tough team or organization in the NBA. So I like our chances. It's just as good as more than anybody.
Fighting words, and I would expect nothing less from the captain. UD, thank you so much for joining us. And if you get Vince Carter to come back, will you let us know first?
But he's a Florida legend, man. He got to come back, man. I'm going to reach out to him, man. I got you.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.